Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Quratuna Ayuniyah. Now I would like to explain about some tips and tricks that can be used to answer the Toefl question, especially for structure and written expression. Although there are 9 points that will be taught by us, but I just want to explain 3 points. For the first point about sentence with one clause, for the 8th point about problems with superlatives and comparatives, and the 9th point is problems with the form of the verb. Okay, it starts from the first point, sentence with one clause. Sentence with one clause refers to the sentence containing of one clause only. And for the tips and tricks in answering the question that relate with this point or that relate with sentence with one clause, are you have to make sure the existence of subject and verb, and then be careful of objects of preposition, while noun or pronoun here comes after preposition like in, at, of, to, by, and etc. And then be careful with appositives. Appositive here means noun that comes before or after another noun, and it has same meaning. Okay, now I will try to show you 2 questions that relate with sentence with one clause. First question, the North Platte River blah 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 from Wyoming into Nebraska. And for the options are A. It flowed, B. flows, C. flowing, D. with flowing water. And the correct answer is B. Because in the sentence, the North Platte River is as a subject, since there is no verb, so the answer will be verb, and B. flows as a verb. So B is the correct answer. But from the other option, like option A, is incorrect because there is still a subject before a verb. Option C, also incorrect because there is no to be before verb A. And option D is incorrect too because there is no verb. So the correct answer is B, flows. Okay, continue to the second question. Any possible academic assistance from taking stimulants blah 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 marginal at best. And for the options are A. It is, B. there is, C. is, D. is. And the answer that's correct is C, or C is the correct answer because in the sentence, any possible academic assistance is as a subject, and the blank here needs a verb. So I choose C, or is here as a verb. To be can be verb. And for A and B is incorrect answer because before to be is here there is another word in front of that. And for D here also incorrect because S is not verb, S is conjunction maybe. Problems with comparatives and superlatives. The tips and tricks that you can use to answer the Toefl question that relate with this point is make sure that the sentence is comparatives or superlatives. for the form of comparatives here, identically with er or more plus than. And for superlatives here, the identically form is the is or the most. Because comparative is used to compare two equal things, and superlative is used when there are more than two items to compare that you want to show the one that is the best, the biggest, or in some way the most outstanding. So remember that comparative is identical with er or more plus than, and for superlative is identical with the plus is or est or the plus most. Forget the use of er in comparative here is if the word consists of one until two syllable, and for more here if the word is more than two syllable. And for the superlatives, the use of the is here if the word is consists of one until two syllable, and for the most here if the word is consists more than two syllable. For the example in comparatives, tall, taller than, like this. And then diligent, more diligent. And for the superlatives, example-nya like this. The biggest or the most beautiful. Okay, now I would like to show you three questions that relate with the point number 8, problems with comparatives and superlatives. Okay, for the first question, the speed of light is blah 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 the speed of sound. For the options are A. Faster, B. Much faster than, C. The fastest, D. As fast. And I choose B because in the question is comparing between the speed of light and the speed of sound. So it is comparative and need er plus than, and the correct option is B. Much faster than. Option A is incorrect because that's only er without than, just faster without than. And option C also incorrect because est or is for superlative, so the fastest is not comparative. And option D is also incorrect because as is for positive degree. Okay, for the second question, the use of detail is blah 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 method of developing a controlling idea, and almost all students employ this method. A. More common, B. common, C. most common, D. the most common. And I choose D options because the sentence doesn't compare two things. It needs superlative than. The characteristic of superlative is the plus most or the plus est or is. And option A is incorrect since it is comparative. And option B is also incorrect because it doesn't belong to superlative. Option C is also incorrect because there is no the word the before most. And the correct answer is D because D has the same pattern with superlative degree. And for the third question is blah 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 in Stevenson's landscapes, the more vitality and character the painting seem the possess. And for the options are A. the brushwork is loose, B. the looser brushwork, C. the loose brushwork is, and D. the looser the brushwork is. And I choose D option. In the sentence, there is word more vitality, and it means that the sentence it is comparative. So A option and C option is incorrect because A and C option is not comparative, and B option is incorrect too, although there is er in the word loser, but they don't have to be or is before in Stephenson, so it is incorrect, and D is the best correct answer because loser is consists of comparative, and there is word is before brushwork and before in and after the brushwork. And the last point is about problems with the form of the verb. Tips and tricks that we can use to answer the Toefl question that relate with these points is that you should be familiar with the following verb forms that used in the question. Are they the base form, the present tense like verb 1 plus s, or present participle verb in past tense verb 2, or past participle verb 3. So you should know that what is the tenses that used in the sentence to make you easier in answering the question. Okay, I will show you the 3 questions that relate with the point number 9 about problems with the form of the verb. For the first question is bioluminescent animals blah 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 the water or on land, and for the options are A. live, B. are living either, C. they are found in, D. can be found in, and I choose B because in the sentence there is a conjunction or. In paired conjunction we have 2 conjunctions or is paired with either, so the correct answer is B. Option A, C, and D is incorrect because they don't have a conjunction. So the appropriate answer B are living either. And for the second question, blah 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 separates Manhattan's Upper East Side from the Upper West Side. For the options are A. Central Park, B. where Central Park, C. where is Central Park, D. Central Park which. And for the answer, I choose A option because in the sentence has no subject, therefore the best answer contain of subject. Option A is the most appropriate answer. Central Park here is a subject, and option B and C are incorrect because they have a conjunction, whereas we don't it. Option D is also incorrect since it has a conjunction after subject. And for the third question is the purpose of labor union is to improve the working conditions blah 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 and pay of its members. And for the options are A. jobs are secure, B. to be secure, C. job security, D. the job security. Here I choose C. job security because in the world there are working condition and pay of its member, and they include 2 nouns, so the answer must be noun, and the most appropriate answer is C. job security, so it can make the sentence will be parallel.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Laili, and here I would like to give you tips and tricks about how to answer questions which has more sentences with multiple clauses. We need to know first what mean by more sentences with multiple clauses. It means that we have more than one sentence and more than one clause. And the clause here can be adjective clause or noun clause. And the most important thing to remember is about the connector. The connector here has a function to connect the clauses. Well, let's go directly to the questions to make us easier in understanding this part. Let's read the first question. At the end of the 19th century, Alfred Binet developed a test for measuring intelligence, blah blah blah, served as the basis of modern IQ test. Well, we can see that it consists of multiple clauses. As what I have told you before, what we need is a connector to connect the clauses. And the simple way to choose the best answer is looking at the option having a connector. If we can identify it well, we will find that option A and B are incorrect. That's because they have no connector. And for option C, it's also incorrect because it has a conjunction, not a connector. And you need to make sure that you have understood about the difference between a connector and conjunction. Therefore, the best answer is D, which has. And let's continue to the next question. If a food label indicates that a food is mostly carbohydrate, it does not mean blah 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 is a good food to eat. And as like the previous trick, what we need is a connector, since the question has multiple clauses. And now, let's try to identify it. Option A and B are incorrect, since they have no connector. And there are option C and D left. If you still feel confused, you can try to read this part. It does not mean blah 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 is a good food to eat. Here you will find the word is, and it acts as verb. We know that before the verb, we have a subject. Therefore, we need to look at the option that contain of subject. And now, look at again to the option and you will find that option C is the only one option completed with subject. And it is the most appropriate answer. Continue to the next discussion. It is about sentences with reduced clause. Here we have two types of clauses can be reduced. The first is adjective clause and the second is adverb clause. It refers to the omitting of subject and verb of the sentence. And for more detailed explanation, let's move to the questions and you will find some tricks there. Let's read the first question together. When blah 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 nests during spring nesting season, Canadian geese are fiercely territorial. In general sentence or in sentence without reducing, you may find that after the word when, there are subject and verb needed. But look at the options. They are all verb. it means that the subject has been omitted. When the subject has been omitted, the verb will be changed into different form. For example, when the sentence use simple present tense, the verb after the subject which has been omitted will be changed into verb ing. And now, how to choose the best answer? We can try to identify the tense used in the sentence. The sentence use simple present tense. As like I have told you before, the verb will be changed into verb ing. Therefore, A is the most appropriate answer. Continue to the next question. Kokanee salmon began to deteriorate and die soon, blah blah blah, at the age of 4. What you need to do the first is identifying the clause. You will need a connector if the clause is more than one, and you can see that it is multiple clauses. And the best tips to answer this question is looking at the connector, and we'll find that B is the only one option which contains of connector. As like previous case, after the word after, actually there will be a subject that's in general sentence, in normal sentence, but when we have reduced the subject, the verb will change into different form. The next is about sentences with inverted subject and verb. Inverted subject and verb here are often found in the form of question. It means that the position of subject and verb are changed. I will give you an example. Are you my friend? This is in the form question. You are my friend, and this is in the statement. You can find that the position of subject in the form of question and the position of subject in the statement are different. That's what called by inverted subject and verb. For more detailed explanation and for more detailed information, it's better for us to step to the question. Look at the first question. Rarely, blah blah blah, located near city lights or at lower elevations. Here you will find the word rarely in front of the sentence. The word rarely include the negative expression, and if you find negative expression in front of the sentence, it means that you need to invert the subject and verb. And for choosing the best answer, you need to make sure that the option has a subject and verb which has been inverted. Option B and C are incorrect since they have no subject and verb in detail. Option A is also incorrect since the subject and the verb is not inverted. Therefore, the option D is the most appropriate answer. Let's take a look to the second question. There are geographic, economic, and cultural reasons why blah 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 around the world. You need to realize first that this is not in question form, but it is a statement. Therefore, when you find the word why here, you don't need to make to add auxiliary verb like do or does. And then we can directly say that option B and C are incorrect because we do not need do or are or other to be or auxiliary verb. Option D is also incorrect because after the word why, we do not need the word to. Therefore, the most appropriate answer is A. Diets differ.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Ahmad Fauzi, and here I'm going to be explaining about the tips and tricks to answer Toefl structure and written expression. I have 3 points here. For the first is sentence with one clauses, the second is problem with subject or verb agreement, and the third is problem with parallel structure. And here we go. Well, for the first is sentence with multiple clauses. Sentence with multiple clauses refer to sentences consist of more than one clause. When we have two clauses, we need to connect them. One of the ways is using conjunction, as like and, so, but, or, and etc. Well, let's take a look to the first question and see the tips and tricks to answer. The first question: blah 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 or refinanced, the lender will generally require setting up an escrow account to ensure the payment of property taxes and homeowners insurance. A home is. B, a home is bought. C, when a home. D, when a home is bought. The best answer is B. What we need is a conjunction since there is comma. Option A and B are wrong or incorrect because it doesn't consist of conjunction. Option C is wrong because it doesn't consist of verb. And option D is correct because it consists of conjunction and verb. So the best answer is D. Well, let's take a look to the number 2. Second question. If ultraviolet radiation enters the Earth's atmosphere, blah blah blah, generally blocked by the ozone concentrated in the atmosphere. A, it. B, it is. C, so it is. D, then it. The best answer is B, it is. We don't need conjunction since we have if as the connector. We need verb or to be since there is passive voice in the phrase generally blocked by the ozone. Option A is wrong or incorrect because it has a to be. Option C and D are wrong or incorrect because they have conjunction. The best answer is B because it consists of to be that we need. Now we go to problem with subject or verb agreement. Subject and verb agreement is simple. If the subject of a sentence is singular, then the verb must be singular. If the subject of a sentence is plural, then the verb must be plural. And as on verb usually indicates that the verb is singular, while an S on a noun usually indicates that the noun is plural. And don't forget irregular plural of nouns such as women, children, and people. Okay, let's take a look to the example here. The boy walks to school. The second, the boys walk to school. And the first example, in the singular subject, boy requires a singular verb, walks. And the second example, the plural subject, boys, requires a plural verb. Now we go to the first question. The climbers on the sheer face of the mountain need to be rescued. The example is correct. The subject is climbers, the verb is named, and the phrase on the sheer face of the mountain is prepositional phrase. When a prepositional phrase comes between the subject and verb, be sure that the verb agrees with the subject. If the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. If the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. We can see the subject first, then the verb. They agree or not. The subject there is plural, so the verb must be plural without adding s or es. So the sentence is correct. Well, the second question is, it is impossible to believe that somebody actually admires that man. So, the sentence correct or incorrect? The sentence above is incorrect because of the verb is plural. The verb should be singular because the word somebody is grammatically singular. Certain words in English are always grammatically singular, even though they may have plural meanings. They are just like anybody, anyone, anything, everybody, everyone, everything, nobody, no one, nothing, somebody, someone, and something. They are singular but have plural meaning. So the sentence above is incorrect because somebody is singular, so the verb must be singular. Admire. Admire is to be admires by adding s there. Well, the next explanation is about problem with parallel structure. In good English, an attempt should be made to make the language as even and balanced as possible. This balance is called parallel structure. You can achieve parallel structure by making the form of words as similar as possible. Just like the example, I would like to sing and dancing. The sentence is not parallel. The problem in the incorrect example is that to sing and dancing are joined together in one sentence with and. They are different forms where it is possible to have similar forms, therefore, the example is not parallel. It can be corrected in two different ways. We can make the first expression like the second, or we can make the second expression like the first. As like I like to sing and to dance. It is correct. I like singing and dancing. It is correct. Yes. Okay, let's go to the first question. My boss is sincere and nice. Since the word sincere belongs to adjective, the word after conjunction should belong to adjective. Therefore, they have the same position. So, the sentence is correct. The sentence is parallel structure. Next, we go to the next question. Vitamin C is necessary for the prevention and blah 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 of scurvy. A. It cures. B. Cures. C. Cure. D. For curing. The correct answer is C, because it needs a noun. Prevention is noun, so after the conjunction is needs a noun. We can see in the four option there, A, B, C or D, the noun is cure. The best answer is cure. So the answer is cure.